Everybody out there on Instagram, good morning Facebook. Thank you for joining me today for our practice at Mystic Fitness. Good morning to all my students in studio. It's a beautiful, chilly, rainy April morning, but I'll take it. It's going to bring us those gorgeous Mayflowers that I look forward to every year. Spring's my very favorite season, kind of a season to be reborn in a way as we watch all the new little sprouts come out and the animals starting to wake up. So I'm super psyched. It's April, super psyched. The rain's going to nourish the earth. I'm super psyched you guys are here today with me. So we'll begin today in a seated position and sitting back either on the heels, or if that's not feeling very comfortable, you can sit on a block. If that's still not feeling very comfortable, then just let yourself sit however you like. And I'm just going to throw out there also that if you would prefer to lay down, I'm okay with that. So I really want you to be able to feel comfortable here. The reason I am having you sit back on the heels, if it's available, is just to start to warm up the quadriceps a little bit. If you're not comfortable seated, I would prefer that you lay down rather than trying to bully through here. All right. So once you've decided how you would like to be, letting yourself adjust as many times as you need, you will allow your eyes to float closed. And start to take some breaths in and out through your nose. Nice long spine, whether you're seated or lying down. And just finding your way inside the body. We'll inhale down into the belly, let it rise. And then just simply release. Relaxing your forehead and your jaw, and allowing a softness to flow through the neck down into the shoulders. We'll continue for a few more subtle breaths that might grow a little deeper over time. Inhaling, belly fills, side ribs start to open up a bit. And then simply releasing. Notice any thoughts that come in. And then just exhale them away. We'll take one more round like this before we start to get a little more fiery with the breath. Good. Now we'll still inhale, relax. Let the belly fill up. But to exhale, we'll start to activate the pelvic floor and squeeze the low belly into the spine. Relax that effort as you breathe in. Belly expands, side ribs open up. To exhale, there's an engagement of pelvic floor and low belly draws in. Doesn't have to be too strong yet. Maybe never. Inhale. Exhale. Just start to notice the support your abdominal muscles have for your lower back. We'll take several more here. Just exploring. Trying to activate those deepest core muscles. Let's get 4 more. Three. 2 more. Let yourself fill like a balloon. And then really draw in and up to press the air out and strengthening your core. Let's get one last one there. At the end of this exhale, draw in and up. Pause just a little bit, just for a moment. Not so that you feel as though you're holding, but more of just a pause. And then we'll take a few natural breaths in and out through your nose. Just to notice any subtle changes that have already started to occur, maybe a general sense of peace, or whatever it happens to be for you. And then if you're seated, you'll reach your arms up to the sky. If you're laying down, just reach them up long and back behind you. Big in-breath. And then as you exhale, we'll take the hands down towards the heart. Settle your right hand over on top of the heart and the left hand over on top of the right. Big breath in here to prepare for Om. And sigh it away. Let's inhale for our Om. Have a beautiful practice, everyone. So let's float our eyes open, and we will start seated for our warm-up today. So if you're not there, make your way there. Sitting back on your heels or on a block. If it's not comfortable, then you can sit however you can. We're going to start just by gently warming up the shoulders here. So just as you inhale, lift them up and back, circling them away just a couple times. And I can actually hear some crunching there. I don't know if anybody else can. And then we'll just start to take those in the opposite direction. Just a few. Using the breath here. Good. Then we're going to find some gentle cows and cats. So let's inhale. We're going to arch and slide the shoulders back. Maybe look up a bit. And as you exhale, you're going to curl, tuck the chin, and your hands might reach a little more forward. Inhale, slide open, seated cow. Exhale, come back for your seated cat. And let's move with breath. Really making this your own. Couple more. Every exhale, lower belly squeezes in and up. One more time. And coming back. Nice. Let's inhale both arms all the way up overhead. Finding a gentle twist to the right. Open arms wide. Taking opposite hand to opposite leg. Inhale all the way up. We'll move dynamically a few times through center. And exhale over to the left. We'll just do that again. Inhale up as you're ready. Exhale, open wide arms, twist to the right. And one more time, dynamically moving through center and exhaling over towards left. Let's come back up through center on the inhale. As you exhale, we'll pause in our twist to the right. So you might have your right hand tented behind you, left hand lightly pressing into the opposite leg. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, maybe softening a bit. One more round. On your next in-breath, let's unwind. Spin through center, arms lift. Exhale, spin back to the left. We'll stay here. Taking right hand to the opposite leg. Left fingertips might be tented on the floor. One more big breath in. And out. Final round this side, still engaging belly. Nice. Let's inhale up through center, arms up. Finding a side stretch up and over towards the right. And we're just going to stay here. As you inhale, you might back off slightly, maybe opening up the chest a little. Exhaling back into maybe a deeper bend or just a relax. Inhale up. And exhale. One last here. Take it up to the other side. Big inhale and exhale, coming up and over. You want to open up the chest a little bit, back off that top arm. Exhale, softening or a little deepening. You want to make sure there's a space between your top ear and top shoulder there. One last round. Inhale, lengthen up. And exhale, deeper bend maybe. Inhale all the way up through center. And exhale, hands to heart. All right, let's get out of this position and come on to hands and knees here. So we'll take the knees just about under the hips. They can come a little bit wider if it's more comfortable. Hands are under the shoulders. Or if that's bothering your wrists, you're going to walk them slightly forward. We're going to take the right leg and just stretch it back, lift it up off the ground, toes point down, lower belly draws in and up. You want to squeeze the glutes there to make your leg a little lighter. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, we're curling the knee in towards the nose. Inhale, sweep it back, long leg. Exhale to same side elbow, and you're going to kind of crunch into that side, get a little C curve. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, twist to the opposite side. Try to lift it up as high as you can. Spin to the opposite elbow. Try it again. Inhale, back, long. Exhale, down through the center, curl. Inhale, stretch it back. Exhale, same side elbow, little C curve. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, lift it high and spin it towards the opposite elbow. Inhale, kick it back, and we're going to stay here. If you want to make it a little more intense, you can take your opposite arm and reach it forward. If more intense isn't what you planned on, it's not what you're up for today, totally fine. This is your practice. One more breath. Let's take the hand and the knee down to the ground. If you lifted it, curl your toes underneath, and then just press yourself back to sit back on the feet a little bit. And if this is too intense for you, you can lift up off of your feet, maybe even roll your mat under the knees if you need an extra cushion. I'm going to reach the arms up overhead and just kind of back off the wrists here. Make two fists, circle them out. Keep breathing as your toes might say, hey, what are you doing to me? You're stretching me out a little bit here. And start to go the opposite way. Start to shake it out eventually. You can flick the fingers, just kind of getting all those wiggles out of the wrists and your whole self. And then we're just going to take that back down to tabletop. Let's take the hands down, tops of the feet to the floor. You might want to have a little tantrum and just kind of tap them to the floor a little bit after that curl. That was nice. Who doesn't like a nice tantrum on every now and then? Now we're going to come to the opposite side with that table flow. So we'll take the opposite leg, left leg kicks back, toes point down here. Engage your belly, glutes nice and tight. Big inhale. Exhale, curl the knee in, tuck the chin right down the middle. Inhale, kick it back. Now exhale, same side, C curve, take it over. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, lift it in and up and spin it to the opposite elbow now. Again, inhale, kick it back. Exhale, right down the center. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale, same side. Inhale, kick it back. Exhale to the opposite side. Inhale, kick it back, and this time we will hold. Both hands can stay down. Squeeze low belly in and up. If you want to make it a little more challenging, the opposite hand reaches forward. Take 3 breaths in and out. Gaze right down, neutral to the ground. Crown of the head reaches forward. Last inhale. And as we exhale, we're just going to take that down to the ground. We're coming to a brief down dog. Curl your toes under, lift your knees up, and then press your hips up and back. We're going to just stay here for a moment. We'll get lots of these today, so we're just going to take this one very gently, bend one knee at a time for a moment, just to kind of walk things out. And then we're finding stillness. Bend your knees and start to press your hips back. Inhale the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, take the knee into the nose again. Then step towards your right hand, and we're going to drop the back knee down for a low lunge here. If this bothers your knee, you can bring a block underneath or roll the edge of your mat. If you have blocks today, you might bring them under your hands on whatever side suits you. Inhale, open up the chest. Exhale, bow it down. So we're just starting to really warm up the hamstring there. Inhale, peel open, low lunge. Exhale, bow, half split. Last 2, inhale here. Exhale, bow it down. One last round. And bow. Nice. Let's peel back open to low lunge. Adding a twist. We're going to take the left hand to a block or the floor and then sweep the right arm up to the sky. You want to make sure you're pressing up and off your block so you're not dumping into the arm. If you need to bend your elbow, that's totally fine too. 2 breaths in, reach for the sky, and out. 1 more round. From here, we're going to curl the back toe under and lift your knees. So now we're in runner's twist. 1 more breath in and out. Big in breath. Exhale, 2 hands come down to frame the front foot and just step your way back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in and out. You always want the knees at least a little bit bent, lengthening the spine out here. 1 more breath. Let's try the other side. Inhale, left leg all the way up to the sky. Exhale, knee draws into the nose, pause, step to your hand, drop the back knee. This knee can be lengthened back a lot, or it can be a little closer, so everybody's a little different. As you inhale, you're going to open up the chest nice and proud. Exhale, bow, straighten front leg. Link your movement to your breath. Move dynamically a few more times at a pace that feels right, almost like you're dancing here with your breath. 1 more time. And bow and curl. Inhale, peel back open to low lunge. Adding low lunge twist, right hand to your block, left arm up to the sky. You can always take your arm back down to your thigh too if reaching for the sky isn't serving you today. Big breath in and out. 1 more. Runner's lunge twist, curl the back toes, lift the back knee. Big breath in and out. Last round. Big inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, 2 hands to the front foot, step back, downward facing dog for a big breath in and out. You can either pedal the feet, bend 1 knee at a time, or take a still dog. You always want to take the pelvic floor engaged upwards, lower belly a little bit in towards the spine. Try to roll your shoulders away from each other and really squeeze fingertips into the floor. Last round. Nice. Let's come back and just drop the knees down towards the edges. Big toes touch. And let's take a little break down in child's pose. Allow your forehead to find a place to rest. So if it does not reach the floor, you can bring a block up underneath your head or a pillow if you're at home, sweatshirt, whatever you happen to have. You could also bring your arms underneath your forehead if that felt good for you. I'm just going to allow ourselves to land. All of the awareness comes back inside the body here. Noticing the places we started to stir up, the physical things we started to stir up, the emotional, the mental things that might have started to get stirred up there. We simply notice them, open and curious, and then without fixating on them, we just let them be. Just like those clouds on the rainy day. 1 more round here. Good, let's make our way back up onto hands and knees. Take the knees about hips width apart, curl your toes under. Lift your knees up to a hover, squeeze your belly, squeeze the pelvic floor. Press your fingers actively into the ground. This is your hovered table. It's a very challenging position. You guys are rocking it. We're going to take 1 more breath. And then lift the knees up more, hips up, downward facing dog. 2 breaths in and out and in and out. Getting ready to travel to the front of the mat. Inhale, look where you're going and bend your knees. Exhale, walk the feet towards the hands, as many steps as you need. We'll inhale to half lift, hands onto the shins, lengthen the crown of your head forward. Try to roll the shoulders down the back, low belly strong to support the body. Last breath in. Exhale, soften the knees a lot and let yourself fold forward. If that feels deep for you, some days I think that's a little too deep for me. First off, I like to take the forearms onto the thighs. Just let your arms help support your torso if that feels better. Allow your head to just be heavy and maybe shake out a little side to side, so any remaining thoughts or worries just fall right out of your head like it's the salt shaker, and just let the earth absorb them. Wherever you are, we'll just take 2 more breaths. You can find any movement that feels right, swaying, or maybe you prefer to just stay down the middle in stillness. Last breath here. All right, let's inhale back to half lift, hands to shins, squeeze low belly, nice long spine. Exhale to forward fold. We'll rise to extended mountain now. Inhale, press up, rise up, look up. And exhale, hands draw to heart center, lower belly squeezes in and up to help find that core connection. Let's make our way through our first sun salutation. Inhaling, arms sweep. Exhale, bend your knees and fold. Inhale to half lift. We're going to down dog first. Plant your hands and walk your way back. This way we get to wave our plank. Let's inhale, soften the knees, lengthen the spine. Exhale, pick up the hips, roll your way into a plank. Inhale as you get there. Exhale, we're lowering down to the ground on this first one. Knees down, lower thighs, belly, chest. Tuck your chin. Inhale, lift up to your cobra. Pull the shoulders back. Exhale, up and back, downward facing dog. Take a breath in and out. 2 more breaths in your dog. 1 more. Going back to the front. Inhale, bend knees, look forward. Exhale, walk the feet to the hands. We'll inhale to half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Coming to chair from here. Inhale, bend your knees, send the hips back, and then lift the torso up. We want to squeeze that pelvic floor up. Lower belly's drawing in. Reach the arms up here. You can take them down a little bit. Make sure you can see your toes, so try not to let the knees come forward. You want to draw the hips back. Feet about hips width apart here. Last breath in. As you exhale, perhaps you find a deeper seat. Inhale, rise up. Nice job. Exhale, soften and fold. Flowing through again. Inhale, halfway. Exhale to down dog. Hands plant. Walk the feet back. Coming through our core strength flow, bend your knees, inhale. Exhale, wave your plank. Take a breath in to hold. As you exhale, either all the way down like we did before, or knees down, chaturanga hover, elbows squeeze in. Inhale, up dog, or maybe back to the cobra. Exhale, up and back. Breathe. Try to roll shoulders away from each other. Pits of the elbows might spin a little forward. Let's take the right leg up to the sky, 3-leg dog. Exhale, knee in towards chest. Pause. Step to your hand. If it didn't make it, you can lovingly coax it. Try grabbing the ankle. Coming up to a high lunge. Back heel stays lifted. Let's lift on up. Once you get there, take a moment to adjust. Front knee should be over ankle. Back heel up here. We're going to come through a few folds here. Take an inhale to open, up, lap, up. Exhale, bow forward without collapsing, arms back. Inhale, come back up. Back knee might bend a little. Exhale, fold. We'll get a few more. Let that back knee find a little buoyancy. You can kind of bounce a little bit as you move through. One more here. And then stay folded just for a moment. We'll come back up to crescent. We'll come back to that hold in a moment. Stay right here. 2 breaths in and out. Draw the shoulders down, so no stress in the upper back. Last breath. Inhale. Exhale, come back to the hover, arms back. Squeeze low belly in, gaze is neutral, right down to the ground. I'm going to stay here for another breath. And then making our way into balance, find your airplane. Press to the front foot, you're going to bend the back knee. Lift the back leg up. Reach long and back. Squeeze the belly in, back toes are trying to point down. One more here. And then land your foot to the back of the mat again, back to crescent. And then we'll open to warrior 2. So front heel in line with back heel there. And we're just going to dance our way through, just like those raindrops on the floor, on the ground. Pick up the right hand so palm is up. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Again, inhale, up and back. Legs don't move, just upper body. Exhale, extended side angle. One more time. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, extended. This time we'll inhale, up and back. Pause briefly. Exhale, cartwheel, hands down. Step it back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in here. And let it go. One more round of breath here in your downward facing dog. Let's try the other side now. Inhale, left leg sky high. Exhale, lower belly draws knee into the chest. Hips pick up and round. And then we'll step to the left hand. Making our way into crescent lunge. Lift up. Find it first. Pelvic floor squeezes up. That's going to help protect your lower back. Big inhale, exhale, bow, try not to collapse. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, forward. Couple more. One more. Practice holding the bow just for a breath. Really energize through the back heel and the fingers. And then we'll make our way back up to crescent. Lift the arms up, shoulders open up and roll down. Soften the look on your face. It's not so serious, right? Just yoga practice. One more here. Come back to hover. We're going to hold this one a little longer. Try not to clench your front toes into the ground. Full perimeter of your foot is holding you here. One more. Finding your airplane. Bend the back knee a little. Launch your way up. Now, if your arms need to move somewhere else to make your way there, totally fine. Let's just find our way. It's all about practice. One more breath. Land your foot to the back of the mat, back to lunge. And then warrior 2. Drop the back heel, open the arms out wide. Finding our dance once again. Flip the left hand, inhale to reverse your warrior. Beautiful, Nora. Exhale, extended side angle, front arm to thigh. Again, up and back on the inhale, front knee stays bent there. Exhale, come back forward. One more time, let's dance back and extended side angle. Let's inhale up and back, pause, and exhale, cartwheel it down, step it on back, downward facing dog. Big breath in and out. Let's wave one plank. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, wave into plank. We're going to bring it on down to a forearm plank here, so we can drop your knees first, if you like. Bring yourself down onto the forearms. I like to take my arms parallel to the edges of the mat, putting the forearms on the floor here. Or you can take your fingers up underneath. Lift your knees back up if you drop them. Glutes are rock solid. The best core strengthener you can get right here. If I had to give you one thing to do every day, this might be it. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Good. Let's drop the knees to the edges of the mat. Big toes touch. Take it on back to child's pose. We're going to add a side stretch in here with child's. So start to walk your arms over to the right side and reach a little longer with the left hand. You want to grip the floor with the fingertips. Push the opposite heel away here, or hip away. Nice long stretch all the way down through the left arm, left side ribs here. One more breath. Let's inhale, walk back through center. Exhale to the other side. 2 breaths in and out. Maybe trying those little tree frog fingers a little more. Really grip the floor. All right, let's walk back up, hands towards the front. And final breath. When you're ready, we'll come back up onto hands and knees. Curl the toes under. Lift the knees just to a hover here. 1 breath in. And out. Pick the hips up, downward facing dog. And traveling to the front of the mat. Inhale, look forward, bend the knees. Exhale, walk, or if you like to hop, you could try to hop the feet forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. A lot of little froggy hoppers in here today. Like to splash in the puddles, I guess. Let's inhale all the way up, nice and tall. And exhale, hands to heart. And take a moment here, just settling in. You can keep your hands in prayer as you're in mountain. Or you can bring them down, whichever one makes you feel most grounded. You can try both. Shoulders are actively drawing down. Both feet are actively pressing. Let's take another moment to rest. I'm going to try some balance at the top of the mat here. So we're coming on to balance on the right leg first. We're going to take the arms up overhead, really lift and engage low belly, take them up. And just finding a quad stretch here, pick up the left foot, reach down, try to grab the ankle. So you want to maybe tuck the tailbone under just a touch, belly strong, drawing the heel in toward the glute, other arm up. You can reach back with both hands. If you have dancer in your practice and you prefer to start to play with that, you can kick your foot back. But if you feel any tenderness in the low back, I want you to back right off of that. If you are in dancer, we're trying to get that stretch to come from the mid back. So you want to lengthen up as you kick back. One more breath wherever you are. Woo. And then we'll start to release. Come back down to Tadasana with hands at the heart space. Take a breath. Going for our quad stretch or dancer on the other side. Arms stretch up. Big, long stretch, belly strong here. Bringing the awareness to the left leg. Right hand down, grab the right. We'll do the same thing here. We can either just stay. Feel the tailbone tucking slightly, belly engaging. Maybe you kick your foot into your hand a little. If you want dancer, lift up and then start to kick the foot. I'm going to stay right on my quad stretch if I can balance. 2 hands might come back. You don't have to stay in one place. You can kind of play around with lots of places too. One more breath wherever you are. And then whenever you're ready to release your pose, you'll come down. If you weren't quite ready yet, you're going to stay for a moment. Let's just shake that off. Close your eyes. Let your arms sway a little side to side. Long, slow, even breaths. And we'll start to let the arms find stillness. And then once they do, we're going to take a nice forward fold here. Feet ground, hips width apart. Take the arms up as you breathe in. Exhale as you bow. Always bend the knees first, then long spine comes down. If ragdoll feels good, you can give it a try here. Grab opposite elbows. Let the weight of your arms help stretch out your upper back and shoulders. About 4 more breaths here. You can sway. And you can stay still. If holding elbows doesn't serve you, you can bring your arms anywhere else. Last one. Good. Let's release our grip. Inhale to that strong half lift. Squeeze pelvic floor and low belly. Crown forward. Exhale, soften the knees and bow. Let's rise all the way up. Sweep the arms. In breath. And exhale, hands draw to heart. Coming into balance again on the right leg first. We're coming into our tree pose. I always like to start tree by sweeping the arms up overhead as I breathe in. Exhale, as hands come down to heart, start to lift the left leg and put it just to the inside, maybe on the calf, or you could reach on down and press it into the inner thigh. You want to make sure you don't push it onto your knee, because I'd like you to squeeze the leg and the foot into each other. See if you can find that pelvic floor lift to get a little taller. Hands can be at the heart space, or you could let your own unique tree branches grow. Letting yourself find whatever variation feels lovely. It's a stormy, windy day, so maybe your branches are kind of moving a bit. We'll get one more round here. And we're going to take that knee up and forward, and then make our way back through airplane. Kick it back. Breathe it in. Breathe it out. Keep lifting up through the front belly. One more breath. Back to crescent like we did earlier. Back toes land. Heel is up. Arms reach up. We go back to warrior 2. Drop the heel. Open yourself up. We're coming back to extended side angle. This time we'll stay there. Let's take the same path. Flip the right hand. Inhale. Reverse your warrior. Let's stay just for a breath. One more breath in. Exhale to extended side angle. Right forearm on the thigh. Left arm can reach to the sky. Just want to show my students something. I'm going to pop over here to the ballet bars for a moment. So as you're here, we're going to try to reach that top arm to the front of the room to help it make your shoulder feel a little more comfortable. Sweep it forward first. Palm starts to face back, and lift it up now. Shoulder rolls down the back, palm faces behind. This should help take a little pressure off the shoulder. You might be like, this doesn't help me, but over time, this will feel better for you. We're here for another 2. If there's any other place you want to go, I see a bird of paradise or a bound half moon about to take flight here. So if you want to find any other variation, you are welcome. Final breath. You guys stay right there. Good. On your next inhale, sweep up and out. Reverse your warrior. And exhale to warrior 2. We're going to just step back forward here. So just as gracefully as you can, step that back leg forward. And we've arrived. One more breath. And the other side. Let's take the arms up on an inhale. Exhale, hands draw to heart center as more awareness comes to left leg, and we lift our right leg to tree. You can keep it where it is. Sometimes I even just let my toes come down and the heel come onto the inner leg. Still lifting up here. You can take your full round of tree in stillness, or you can explore in whatever direction your branches want to go. And trees grow in all kinds of ways. They just make their way through. So just find your own way, either moving or in stillness. Wobbling is good. Those your stabilizer muscles are turning on. Final round. Nice. We're going to start to make our way to airplane. I like to take my hands to the heart. Then lift the knee forward. Arms to the side. Kick it back. Or if your arms want to find another place, let yourself be free. Couple of breaths here. One more. Final breath. As you exhale, foot lands, crescent lunge. Really lift yourself up like, Back heel drops down. We're in warrior 2. Always take a break anytime you want to. Let's flip the hand up. Inhale, reverse it. Stay for a breath. And then find your extended side angle. Arm can reach up. If you want to do what we did on the other side here to reach it forward, you're going to sweep it towards the long end of your mat in front of you. Palm starts to face behind, and then reach it up by your ear. So your thumb is pointing up, palm faces back. Another breath. Looks great. Last 2. Last one. Let's inhale to reverse warrior. Exhale to warrior 2. We're going to take a pit stop on the side in a wide fold. So pick up your toes, pivot on your heel so you're in your 5-pointed star position. We're going to take a big breath in and lift up our hearts. And as you exhale, bend your knees and start to bow forward. We're going to walk the hands forward here to start in this wide fold, almost like a wide down dog. Grip the floor with your fingers. If you can reach, knees can bend. Hips might reach back. Last few. Two more. And one more. Nice. Let's inhale, wave to half lift. Hands come more underneath the shoulders. As you exhale, squeeze pelvic floor and belly, and hands come up onto the hips. We're going to hold here strongly in half lift. On your next exhale, soften the knees and press up through the feet to find your tall spine. Back to warrior 2 on the left side here. Pivot on the left toes, open on up. And then just stepping to the top of the mat. Back arm can circle forward, drag the back foot forward, and we have arrived. Last breath. We have one last bit of fun left before we come down to the ground, and then we'll have some more fun down there. Let's inhale the arms up overhead. As you exhale, bend your knees, bow down to the earth. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, hands plant down. You're going to walk your way back to downward facing dog. I'm just going to move my mat a tiny bit here. Don't mind me. Take a big breath in. Take your right leg high to the sky. Exhale, we're going to take it to the same side elbow. And then step to the outside of your hand. So this is your active lizard position. You want to keep the back knee up. Hands are just under shoulders here. And try a couple of lizard push-ups. Take an inhale and lower down, a little or a lot. And exhale, press up. Couple more. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, press up. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, press up. Last one. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, press up. Now from here, inhale that leg back up. 3-leg dog. Exhale, spin it to the opposite elbow and find starfish by shooting your foot through. Outer edge comes to the floor. Roll to the inner edge of the back foot and reach your left arm to the sky. 2 breaths here. 1 more. Final inhale. Exhale, hand down. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, down dog. All right, we know what to expect. Here's the other side. Inhale, left leg up there. Exhale, squeeze elbow or knee to the same side elbow. Step to the outside of your hand. This is active lizard. Big breath in, lower down. Exhale, press it up. Couple more. This helps practice chaturanga arms. It also helps loosen up the hips. I know they're tough. Last few. You get a beautiful break after this sequence. Come back up. Let's make our way to 3-leg dog. Inhale, take your leg up and back. Exhale, spin knee to opposite elbow. Kick your foot through here so the edge of the feet lands. Roll to the inner edge of the right foot and then peel the right arm open to the sky. Now, if this isn't working, you can always drop the back knee down and shoot the foot behind you. For a modified side plank, they're both super strong poses. Last one. Big inhale. Exhale, hand down. Inhale, 3-leg dog. Exhale, down dog. Let's take our way to high plank. Bend knees, roll your way there. Last breath here. I'm going to take the knees to the ground and lower all the way down. You guys, rock stars. Thanks for sticking in there with me. Now we're just going to take a moment to rest. You can bend your knees. Let your feet flop a little side to side here. You can even bring these into some little half circles, and swinging them one way and then the other. All right, now we're going to make our way into a nice stretch for the chest, shoulders, and the hips. So to find it, we will lay on the belly here. Reach your arms straight out to the side. And then you're going to take your left arm, walk it closer to your body, and then use it to help you roll over onto your right side. And then pick up your left leg, put the foot behind, and the knee will point towards the sky. If you have a block, I would put it right under your cheek so that your head stays in a better alignment with your spine. See if you can let that top foot rest on the ground, if it can reach. This should be a nice stretch, but it should also be relaxing. So if it's something that's making you tense, if there's another position that's similar that you would prefer to be in here to take your rest, then please allow yourself to find your own path. I'm merely here to suggest, right? So you guys always know what's best for yourselves. If you look really deep down inside. Last 2 breaths here. Maybe a nice little stretch out for the neck too. 1 more. Let's switch. So we'll roll back onto the belly, lengthen both legs out, and we'll take the left arm out, right hand comes closer. Roll yourself over onto the left side. Pick up the right leg, plant the foot somewhere behind, knee can point up. And try to rearrange so you're in the most restful position you can be in here. Take about 3 or 4 more breaths. Last few. And 1 more. And then over your next breath, you'll start to gently come back to your start, rolling back onto your belly here. And then we're just going to press ourselves back up to sit. Then we're going to take our legs forward here. Let me clip myself back in. If you have a block you might need to sit on in here, especially if you feel like you're a little hunched. We want to be able to sit tall. We're going to keep the right leg forward and then bend the left. This isn't working out. Maybe you were comfortable before, now you're not. See if you can sit up on something. Stay just for a moment, take a big breath in, maybe reach the arms up. And as you exhale, we're going to bow forward. Now bending this knee might be needed. You never want to overstretch. So working with a stick straight leg might be way too much for our hamstrings. If keeping this other leg folded back is bringing you worry, then you can find a different place for it. Might be better to let it bend out to the side. It's a different stretch, but if that's preferable for you, that's fine. Last 2. If you can reach your foot, you can use a little hand grip there. Good. Now let's inhale and come tall. And now we're going to go back the other way for a half hero. So just start to very gently come back. And I want you to, I'm just going to spin this way for a moment. As you're coming back, if you can come back further, make sure you keep that front belly engaged to protect the lower back. If you do want to come down onto the forearms, you don't want to let yourself dump down into the shoulders. Keep pressing up, so you're getting a little back bend here, nice shoulder opening, hamstring stretch. Some of you might be able to lay all the way back. Try to relax this front leg here. Two more. And just one more breath. Over your next 1 or 2 breaths, you'll start to come out. Now you want to go very gently and in the reverse way. So if you're laying all the way down very gently, prop yourself up onto the forearms, then gently up to hands. Leg comes forward, maybe pop it a tiny bit, and then we're just going to try the other side. If it doesn't work to fold the leg in, you could always fold it out with the foot inside. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. 4 breaths. If that's too deep, you could be here. You want to start to slowly coax our body into these positions, not bully our way through. Treating yourself lovingly, softly. About 2 more. One more. Inhale, coming up. And then as you exhale, we'll start to come into our half hero. Very gently coming back, maybe just a little. You're just bending the elbows, keeping on the hands. Maybe coming down onto the forearms, puffing up your proud chest. Try not to dump into your shoulders. You can lay all the way down if it suits you. Take it slow. Mid-pack is going to pop up. You might reach your arms back behind you if you're laying down. Try to fully relax right side here. One more. Over your next 2 breaths, start to come gently out. Super slow. And then finally, we're going to take both legs out in front. We're going to give them a couple of pops. And just to even things out, we'll take a super brief forward fold with both legs lengthened. Bend your knees a touch. Lower belly is engaged. Inhale, lift upward. And then as you exhale, you'll start to come back forward. Now, if this might be plenty, only come to where your body is happy to go. So we have a few edges that we work with. We have the edge of I can just barely feel that, starting to feel it. And then the edge where your body says, oh no, that's plenty. That's way too much. So we play around in between those 2 points. You can be closer to the softer side or a little closer to the more intense side, but just not crossing that edge. Last breath. Let's come back up to a tall seat. Inhale. And exhale. All right, we're coming onto our backs here. So just make your way there very slowly. Take the knees onto your chest once you arrive. Wrap your arms around the shins, or you can just hold on. Rocking a little one side to the other. We're going to take our hands onto the knees. Keep your knees together. Lower belly will engage a little. We're going to spin the knees in some circles, but keep them together. So you're going to roll onto like one of those little bones in the back of the pelvis to the other. Core has to stay active here as you make these little circles. And I'll just take those to the other direction. And if you're feeling as though you would prefer to take them out and around separately, that's fine too. That one's a lot more soothing, I think, sometimes for the hips. And the other one activates your core. We'll then make our way into a happy baby. Take your feet to the sky. Bend your knees. Grab the outer edges of your feet. You can rock a little as you draw the knees a little closer to the floor. You can just stay still here. You could also work on straightening one leg maybe. And If you straightened one leg, let's bend that knee again and try to straighten out the other. If you try that, you can bend both knees back again. If you want to straighten both legs out at the same time for a big straddle, you can do that. You might change your grip to the outside of your calves or in through the legs, wrapping around the inner thighs towards the back. Take another big breath. Good. Let's take the feet to the floor. We're coming into a bridge. We're going to take the heels under the knees or further away. Don't ever walk them in as close as you can in towards the glutes, because then once you lift up, it's going to be too much pressure on your knees. So setting those feet right under the knees or further, take a breath in to prepare. And then as you exhale, let's lift up the hips and then make our way up through the spine until we're up onto the upper back. Maybe walk the shoulders a little closer to each other under you. If you just keep the shoulders walked under, but without walking them further away, you'll get that nice, meaty, strong part of your shoulders under to support you. You want to make sure your neck still has that nice natural curve there, so you should be able to slip a hand underneath it. You don't want it to flatten out totally and tuck the chin all the way into the chest. Keep your chin a little bit lifted off the chest there. 3 breaths more. Two breaths more. One more. Inhale, walk the shoulders out. And then exhale down, 1 vertebra at a time, hips hit last. We're going to add some traction for this low spine here. Take your hands to the tops of the thighs. Slide the heels of your hands right into the creases of your hips. Thumbs might come around the inner thighs, pinkies towards the outer. And then just start to press the tops of your legs away. So the idea here is to feel the lower back starting to get a really nice stretch, creating more space through the vertebra there. So you decide how hard to press with the hands. Let's just get about 3 more breaths. Two more. One more. And totally relax that effort. Hands alongside you, palms up. And then we'll take our recline bound angle. Soles of the feet touch, edges of the feet to the ground. And the knees just start to drop open. If my back is bothering me, sometimes I do carry some tenderness there. I might add spinal traction here too. A gentle pressing of the upper legs away. Or if you would prefer, and I think that's where I am today, I'm happier just resting here. You want to make sure that your shoulders have inched down and away from your ears. Fingers just find a natural curl if you're allowing your arms to be. And we'll take a few long breaths into the belly and then let it rise up through the ribs. And letting it go. Inhaling into the belly, moving on up through to the upper part of the lungs there. And slowly letting it all go. Last 2. Last one. Last bit of work here to make sure we're nice and tired for our Shavasana. Let's take the legs up to the sky. We're just going to rotate the ankles for a moment as they get there, just to release any tension. And then we're going to still the feet. Press the soles of the feet up to the sky, or rather the balls of your feet. So it's like you're drawing your toes back towards you a bit, as if you're wearing some high heels. We'll take our hands behind our head, and we're just going to lift the shoulders up off the floor. Now, if this becomes intense, or it's already intense, you're going to take them back down and just let your hands be alongside you like they were for your bridge. Take a breath in. Exhale, let's drop the heel to a hover, either one. Inhale, bring it up, and exhale, drop the other one down. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, drop it down. Now, I just caught myself tucking my chin too much. Bring it back up on the inhale. Continue to move with breath. Make sure you still got enough space between your chin and your chest. So I could stick an orange under there for a snack after practice. Inhale it up. Exhale, drop the heel. Inhale it up. Here's our last one here. Drop the heel down, hover it. Upper body crunch for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your leg up. Other leg comes down. Quick modification. You can drop the foot down and bend your knee. Otherwise, here we go. 8, 7 could look like this. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All done. Knees to chest. Give yourself a hug. We're going to take just a couple dynamic bridges just to stretch that out. Not holding this time. Feet to the floor, hands alongside. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lift up the hips, roll up through the spine. And inhale to roll it down. Exhale, lift it up. And inhale, roll it down. Last time here, lift it up. And roll it on down. Coming into your wind relieving pose, let's take the right knee in, stretch the left leg straight. Interlace your fingers on your shin here. You want to squeeze your knee up into the shoulder. Other long leg is pressing away. Try to keep that leg down on the ground now. And now we'll find a twist, releasing the right arm to the right, palm down to steady you. Left hand onto right knee. Cross your knee over. We're trying to keep both shoulders down. You can let your eyes close. Maybe turning your closed eyes towards your right hand. I'm just going to dim the lights here for our studio folks. Just continue to take some long, slow, even breaths. Last few. Let's switch sides as you're ready. Inhaling, unwind. And then as you exhale, we'll take the left knee in, interlace your fingers on your shin. Stretch the opposite leg nice and straight. Really pull the knee in. Try to squeeze the wind out here. And then finding supine twist. Right hand to knee, left hand out to the side. Allow your knee to just cross over the body here. And we twist. Relax your cheeks and your forehead. One more round here. In no rush whatsoever. When you're ready, you will unwind from your twist. And take your feet to the floor just for a moment and walk your feet kind of towards the edges of the mat. And just let your knees gently knock inward towards each other. Palms can face the sky. Just taking a breath in and out. One more round here. Come to figure 4. Both feet come back parallel across your right ankle over on top of the left leg. You can stay right as you are, keeping both feet down. I again like to take my hands onto both thighs here just to press away a little. So I am actively pressing the right heel into the left leg, allowing the leg to drop out. You can stay here or thread your fingers or your right arm through your leg. Interlace the fingers behind the left thigh and draw the leg up. If you did draw the legs in, you can just hold it in stillness or make very subtle circles with your knee in one direction and then in the other. Just taking this last stretch here for the glutes. Allow your full spine to be flat as you can. And then we'll just switch that out. So let your feet come down to the floor, both of them. And cross the left ankle over on top of the right. Maybe pressing the tops of the thighs away, keeping your right foot grounded. Or if you would like to, you can reach to interlace your 10 fingers behind the right leg. And I like adding these teeny little circles. This feels so good. It's like my favorite way to end. However, we are all individuals. So if it's not bringing you pleasure, then just find something that does. Take one last breath here, maybe squeezing it in a little bit. And then we'll start to make our way into Shavasana. So we have a couple options. You can ping your feet back to the floor with the knees bent. And the knees knocking in a bit with the feet a little bit wider than hips width. This is a very restorative position for your lower back. So you can either stay there, or if you're someone who prefers to reach your legs long, that's perfectly fine too. Maybe you take a moment to readjust your shoulders so that they've dropped further down and away from your ears. You can check in with your feet, make sure they're nice and floppy here. Palms face open. Maybe bring some awareness into your eyebrows and relax them. Sometimes you tend to tense up there without knowing. Maybe even open and close your mouth a few times to help you relax the jaw. It's another place we tend to really tense up. And just slowly do a little scan all the way across the shoulders and the arms. Across the chest and the belly, down through the hips and the legs to the feet. And if you encounter any places of tension, we'll just direct the exhales there. Adjust if needed, as we simply allow ourselves to be. Absorbing all the benefits of our practice, without trying to make anything happen, but simply being present for whatever happens to come up. And just seeing those emotions and thoughts like clouds in the sky. Allowing them to be there and linger without a strong focus on them. They might just kind of float away, or they might continue to hover around you. But whatever those thoughts or emotions are doing, you're in a totally safe space here. to just be as you are. We'll start to very slowly stir ourselves awake by bringing movement into the hands and the feet, and maybe into the head, rocking your head side to side. I would like you to allow yourself to stay reclined for the last few moments of class, to cherish it if you'd like. If you would prefer your final Om in a seated position, you'll start to slowly draw the knees in one at a time until they're both there, and give yourself that nice loving squeeze, and maybe another rock from one side to the other. Eventually, you'll roll to one side. Very gently press your way back up to find your seat or not. You can sit with your legs folded in front, or maybe we come back to sit on the heels if we did the first time around, and just seeing if it's any more comfortable, and hopefully it is. Hands will come back to the heart space, whether you're reclined or seated. Right hand over the heart, left hand over the right. Feeling the unique beat of your heart, the unique soul that resides within. Please don't hide it. We need it. Allow it to shine. We close with Om. Let's take our closing breath here together. Big breath in. Release. And inhale for Om. I thank you all so much for joining me today and allowing me to guide your practice. The love and the light within me deeply honors the unique love and light in all of you. Namaste. Thank you guys so much. Thanks, Facebook and Instagram. Have a great day.